Last Saturday, LSU put the college football world on notice, going on the road and taking down number 4 Clemson. Tonight, Garrett Nussmeier and the Tigers return to a hero's welcome with a fan base ready to show where the real Death Valley is. So we welcome you to Tiger Stadium. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Not much beats when this fan base is fired up on a Saturday night off a huge win as number 3 LSU welcomes Louisiana Tech out of Conference USA. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. We'll be joined by Tori Petrie down on the sideline. Rocky, last week, LSU made a statement. Couldn't have started much better, looking to keep it going here at home.
Well, Jay, you and I spent the day with these LSU players and coaches yesterday, and it was very apparent that there's a real belief, a real swagger, a real confidence that there's something special brewing here at LSU. It was very palpable. But look, as you mentioned, football is the ultimate game of consistency. You got to bring it week in, week out, no matter who the opponent is. That's the challenge for LSU here tonight.
LSU's mantra all season, 1-0. That's what they are. Hoping to make it 2-0 tonight. And they've got the quarterback that they're ready to rally behind. He started the season in fantastic fashion, Rocky, and he'll get the ball and try and keep it going.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier was absolutely fantastic last week. I don't know if there's another quarterback in the nation, Jay, that is required to get his offense out of bad plays and into good plays as much as Garrett Nussmeier. He threw the ball well. He made great decisions. He ran the ball when he had to. 5th year in this scheme, and it showed. He was fantastic.
And we won't have to take long to see Nussmeier. Louisiana Tech won the toss, deferred, so Nussmeier will get the ball to start this one on a Saturday night. The SEC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 1. And you can feel it before kickoff. The home fans welcoming back a team after a triumphant road win to start the season. Beautiful night for football in Baton Rouge. 85 at kick. Well, the sun is still out for now. When the sun goes down, Death Valley really will get into full gear against Louisiana Tech. And we are underway. Louisiana Tech in red and white. Their defense will have to go against Garrett Nussmeier. We were putting all the superlatives on him, Rocky, but maybe the most impressive stat from last week, he finished the game with 11 consecutive completions. He was in total command down the stretch.
He did. He looked calm. He looked cool. Again, he looked like a guy that's been in a system for an extended period of time, and I think that's so important, so crucial, especially at the quarterback position.
Set the ball!
Caden Durham on his right hip. Gets the carry to start the opening drive. For Louisiana Tech, can you just weather that storm, this atmosphere? Number 3 team in the nation coming in. That's Braylon Moore, the star center, transferred in from Virginia Tech, down after the opening play. And the coaching staff just gushed about what Moore has brought to the LSU offensive line. That is the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week last week. Coaches raved about how athletic he is, how great he is with his feet for a big man. This is not a great sign. Get a look here, simple zone play.
Just gets rolled up on.
Rolled down the back, yeah. That's tough.
He has come in and taken the leadership role on an offensive line that lost 4 starters to the NFL draft last year. So a big moment for DJ Chester, the redshirt sophomore.
And Jay, you mentioned 4 or 5 new starters on this line. Had a bunch of guys go to the NFL for last year. Emory Jones, Will Campbell, and they meshed well last week.
Chester moves in at center. Good protection. Nussmeier puts it right on Nick Anderson, who makes the grab.
And Nussmeier is a true distributor of the ball. He doesn't pass up open guys. He's not afraid to take a check down, not afraid to check the ball into a run. He's going to take what the D gives him.
3rd and short. Durham keeps the drive alive. Needed one, and that's what he got.
I was impressed with Durham last week. 17 carries, 74 yards, and they really leaned on that run game late. Held the ball for 22 minutes of the second half. It was key.
And Brian Kelly told us, look, we know we could throw the ball with Nussmeier, but can we find ways to establish the run? Nussmeier, empty set here. 4 targets to his left, looking that way. Throws that way, dials up a deep shot. And it's intercepted. Big takeaway. Michael Richard on a deflected ball in the secondary. And the Bulldogs intercept Garrett Nussmeier on the opening drive.
Tell you what, Louisiana Tech's defense, their secondary was not full. A very funky formation. They motioned a wide receiver out, and you could tell they wanted to hit that streak route going down the sideline. Ball's a little bit underthrown. As that quarterback, you want to throw that ball on the outside of the receiver, so if he doesn't catch it, it just simply goes out of bounds. It cannot be inside, because that's when a ball can get tipped and intercepted, just like that happened right there.
And Nussmeier had Barry Allen Brown for a touchdown. Underthrew it, and now gives the ball to Trey Kukoc and this Louisiana Tech offense. They keep it on the ground, nowhere to run. This LSU run defense was incredible a week ago against Clemson. In the second half, they held the Tigers to just 12 rushing yards. They shut them out. It is going to be very hard to penetrate that defensive front.
I mean, all 3 levels, Jay, they have dudes. They got guys that are big and can run, and that front 7 really sets the tone.
Kukoc gets it out quickly. Sets up a 3rd and manageable. What a moment for Trey Kukoc. What a football journey he's been on. A year ago, he was at Saddleback Junior College in Mission Viejo, California. Last week, he makes his Division I debut. Now, you're taking on the #3 team of the country. His first 3rd down test. Another deflected ball falls incomplete. O'Meary Wiggins could not hang on. It'll be a 3 and out for the Bulldogs after that opening drive interception. Gifted them the ball.
Louisiana Tech got what they wanted. They absolutely cannot be in 3rd and long all night. They had a manageable 3rd and 3. LSU just able to apply a little bit of pressure. Great job by this defense. Sudden change, an interception happens, and boom, hold that offense to 3 and out.
Louisiana Tech won a week ago 24-0, but the offense started very slow, and John Hoyt Chance punted the ball 7 times for an average of 48 yards per punt. Didn't get all of it here. A missed punt will give LSU favorable field position. Garrett Nussmeier trying to shake off the opening drive interception when we come back. We are scoreless in Death Valley, just getting started here at Tiger Stadium. Let's check in with the third member of our crew, Tori Petrie, down on the sideline.
Well, Jay, an injury update already this early in the game. Over the break, we watched center Braylon Moore walk off the field under his own power and into the locker room with trainers. He looked like he got rolled up on there in that last offensive series. Really would be unfortunate for Braylon to not be able to see the field the rest of this game. We talked to his coaches this week, and they had nothing but high praise for him all week. I was able to talk with Braylon as well, and this seems like a really good kid.
We couldn't hear enough good things about Braylon Moore. It's DJ Chester in at center, and they ran right behind him. Caden Durham for a gain of 4.
And it's always tough when your center goes out because he's relied upon for a lot of communication, identifying the Mike linebacker, setting the protection. So see how DJ Chester does here, getting thrown in the game.
Second and 6. Play action. Nussmeier surveys, checks it down to Durham. Tackled immediately by McKee Mason. This will be third and about 3 for LSU.
Nussmeier with some great protection there by the offensive line. Nothing going downfield, simply checks the ball down. Third and manageable here. And Nussmeier, he's able to call his own shots. If they get a play into him, he's able to kill it and get into a different play, a run if he likes it. Lots of screens.
6 in the box for Louisiana Tech on a 3rd and 3. Pressure comes. Nussmeier gets rid of it. It's caught. First down LSU. Xavier Thomas bounced out of bounds, but into Bulldog territory and moving the sticks on a gain of 11.
And Nussmeier looked out. He saw Xavier Thomas, who is a mismatch, and a little whip route. Come in, boom, right back out. The whip route is always open, and Xavier Thomas does the rest with his legs. Great play.
First and 10 to the Tigers, 41-yard line.
That's just pure speed from Thomas to pick up the first down. They go back to the ground game, running left. Durham nowhere to go with it. You know, Rocky, you played defense linebacker for Notre Dame, 8 years of the NFL. How much confidence does it give an underdog like Louisiana Tech, that defensive group, when you get an interception, a takeaway on the opening possession?
Well, the most important thing when you're coming into an environment like this is you can't let the game get away from you early, right? So you get a little bit of juice when you get an early interception and able to have some time to calm those nerves down and play your game.
The defense had pitched a shutout a week ago in their opening win against Southeastern Louisiana. Obviously a much tougher test tonight going against Nussmeier and this Tigers offense. 2nd and 10, and the flag comes in. Nussmeier was looking for Jawan Johnson out of the backfield, and McKee Mason, who's draped all over him.
Holding, defense number 9. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
Kai Mason is one of those linebackers from La Tech last week. 9 tackles. And this whole linebacking core combined for 35 tackles last week. They lead this defense.
Ball at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 after the penalty. It's a direct snap to Thomas, and he has drilled Colby Fields. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Fields, the former LSU Tiger, back here in Death Valley for the first time.
Offense. 5 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's a more fired up player on the field than Colby Fields. Watch him like a rocket come bang, 2nd level, nice hit. Enjoyed talking with him this week. You know, he's the preseason defensive player of the year in Conference USA, as you mentioned, Jay, former Tiger.
Spent the 2022 season, which was the first year for Brian Kelly here at LSU. 1st and 15, Nussmeier right on the money, dropped, broken up in the secondary. Nussmeier couldn't have thrown that ball better. Jacob Fields hit Thomas to pry it free.
Fantastic play design, low RPO, fakes the run, and they get the matchup they want. And there's Thomas right in between 3 red jerseys, wide open, just can't secure the catch. It's one of those instances where you got to catch the ball first before you turn and get upfield.
You can see Thomas frustrated. Yep. 2nd and 15 after the drop. Johnson in motion. Nussmeier looking that way. Checks it back over the middle. It's caught. Spun down immediately. Aaron Anderson swallowed up.
Colby
Fields again.
All over the place, playing at a high level. Lots of misdirection in this offense, but Colby Fields, look, he sniffs it out the whole way. He sees Josh Thompson, the right guard, coming out. He swims him and goes right to the ball carrier. That's an excellent job of an instinctive play by a great linebacker.
Now on the other side of the field, far away from where the action was, right tackle Weston Davis is down with the Louisiana Tech defensive lineman. We'll step aside as both medical staffs are on the field. Get you an update when we come back.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium, and you're going to see the issue here. You see 75, Weston Davis. He's tied up with Judd Ruya, the Louisiana Tech defensive lineman. They get tangled up, and they both go down. And we're injured on that play. We'll get an update here soon.
LSU already without their starting center, Braylon Moore. You don't want to lose right tackle Weston Davis, but they'll lose him for this play. It is a 3rd and 17. To keep the drive alive, Garrett Nussmeier, this offense would have to get to the 21-yard line.
Trey'Dez Green in the slot to the top of the screen, 6'7", playmaker.
Scoreless. Nussmeier trying to change that. On a 3rd and 17, throws on the run. He hits Nick Anderson for his 2nd catch of the night, but well short of the sticks. And now a decision to make if you're LSU. Long field goal. Obviously not going to go for it on 4th and long here.
He's good. We see Weston Davis come back in the game after one play. That's a great sign for LSU.
Damian Ramos, the 5th-year senior, hit a big field goal last week against Clemson for more than 50. This is from 51. On its way. Short. No, a timeout taken before the kick. So a smart timeout because Ramos was short on that kick. The play clock was winding down. See, Brian Kelly gets it just in time.
Not sure if it was a personnel issue. What the story was.
Now, Brian Kelly talked with us this week about how impressed he was with his team on the road at Clemson, but said it's just one game. They've set the standard high. That is the standard we want here at LSU, but you gotta follow it up against every opponent you play, no matter if they're ranked, no matter if you're at home, no matter if you're a 30-point favorite.
It's the hardest thing to do. These are college kids with a lot going on in their lives. They got to maintain that focus week in, week out.
And Ramos gets a redo here from 51, and he misses it. That time had the leg, but didn't have the accuracy, and Louisiana Tech holds LSU scoreless.
You mentioned it, Jay, maintaining that focus. Right now, it's not there for LSU.
Well, they had it a week ago. We send you back to what was the game of week 1. At what Clemson calls Death Valley, LSU claimed those naming rights, went in and knocked off the Tigers. Defense really stole the show late, shut out Clemson in that second half. But the defense struggling on that opening carry. That's the quarterback, Trey Kukoc. Dangerous runner, takes it for 17 on the opening play of this drive. And they're already into Tigers territory. 1st and 10 from the 49. Keep it on the ground. Clay Tevinen.
Let's go back and take a look at the first play by Kukoc, and this is what he does. A little counter, and you got to respect his running ability. He's a dynamic and powerful runner.
Kukoc swallowed up in the backfield that time. Tigers read it well. Loss of 2. Well, think about it. We're showing you the Clemson highlights of how good the defense was. They only allowed 12 rushing yards the entire second half. They allowed 17 on that one run from Kukoc. That's what Brian Kelly's talking about. The standard has to stay regardless of opponent.
There's no doubt about it. It doesn't matter what color jersey's across from you. You play the same way. That last run stop was pretty good.
3rd and 11. Play clock under 5. And Louisiana Tech has to burn a timeout.
It's 30 seconds in length.
You can crank the speakers in practice
Correct,
all
it's a
week,
full
but there's
timeout.
nothing that can prepare you for Tiger Stadium at night on a 3rd down, and Louisiana Tech has to burn a timeout. midway through the first quarter in Baton Rouge, and we are still scoreless between number 3 LSU and Louisiana Tech. Already a crazy day in college football. Florida just lost a field goal against South Florida as time expired. You never know what can happen on a college football Saturday. Big upset. 3rd and 11 here for Louisiana Tech at midfield. First down marker at the 39-yard line. Trey Kukoc, the quarterback. LSU brings pressure, gets rid of it quickly, and dropped. The ball is caught, player was dropped. That's A.J. Halsey laying the lumber in the secondary.
And LSU plays a lot of man-to-man, but right here they're in zone. They drop a guy out, simulated pressure. You hear a lot, those two words a lot this year in college football, but you keep it in front of you, and Halsey with a big stick.
Offensive coordinator Tony Franklin told us we've got to get rid of the ball quickly. Kukoc did that on that 3rd down, but 5 yards short of keeping the drive alive. John Hoyt Chance trying to pin LSU deep. Davian Thomas letting this go over his head. It bounces down to the 1-yard line. You can't do it any better than that if you're John Hoyt Chance and the Bulldogs special teams unit. 42-yard punt. Jacob Fields was there waiting for it on the 1-yard line.
La Tech playing field position here. Great job getting a 3-4 red jerseys down there, able to field that punt and setting that ball on the 1-yard line.
Remember, John Hoyt Chance totally mishit that first punt, only went 22 yards. Good recovery. And now Garrett Nussmeier and the Tigers offense have a lot of field in front of them, starting from inside their own 2-yard line. Durham looking for a hole, can't find one, falls forward for a gain of 2.
Remember, there's an offense that likes to run the ball. They set up a lot of screens. There's always a run and screen option in their play call.
And Colby Fields, number 10 in red, is flying to the football right now. We told you earlier this quarter he's a former LSU Tiger, played for LSU in 2022. He said the 2022 version and the 2025 version, night and day. He's done a lot of growing up. He's happy to be back here in Baton Rouge. 2nd and 8, play action. Nussmeier surveys, nobody open, scrambles from the back of his own end zone, throws, and it falls incomplete off the hands of Bauer Sharp, the tight end.
And Garrett Nussmeier's looking downfield, and there's no LSU wide receiver open. These guys got to do a better job of getting open. He had the time, had a decent pocket, but as he's scanning through, there's nobody open. They did a good job of playing some zone defense. Had to throw late.
Yeah, only sent 3, so had plenty back in coverage. 3rd and 8. Bulldogs only send 3 again. Nussmeier throws. It's caught for an LSU first down. Barryon Brown climbed the ladder to bring that in. Gain of 16.
Tell you what, a quarterback's best friend is a wide receiver who has catch radius. This ball kind of gets away from Nussmeier a little bit, but Barryon Brown about jumps out of Tiger Stadium and hauls that ball in. That's a big confidence builder for this offense. First down.
Brown, the transfer from Kentucky, who had over 3,000 all-purpose yards for the Wildcats, looking good in an LSU uniform. Number 6 in white, he's at the top of your screen for this 1st and 10. Nussmeier in trouble, escapes, throws on the run, and that's caught. Davian Thomas held on, gain of 15, back-to-back. Good connections for Nussmeier in the passing game.
Davian Thomas is a real weapon. The pass game, we saw him in the run game last week. And La Tech decides to play man-to-man right there, and good job by Nussmeier getting outside the pocket, extending that time, and allowing Davian Thomas to get some separation.
Strong throw from Nussmeier. And it's a 1st and 10, ball near the 35-yard line. Caleb Jackson in the backfield. Gets the carry. This Louisiana Tech run defense has been impressive in the opening quarter. Michael Richard, who had an interception on the opening drive, made the stop.
They really have been impressive, Jay. I mean, they're giving up some size there against that LSU offensive line, but they're flying around, playing the right gaps.
LSU, 6 carries, only 12 yards. Nussmeier been more effective in the passing game. He's 7 of 10 for 53. He's got 31 yards through the air on this drive alone. Empty set on a 2nd and 9. Throws it quickly, pass is caught. That's Barryon Brown again. Bounced out of bounds right at the first down marker. So that'll move the sticks as LSU continues to move the ball well on this drive.
Call this a free access throw. Nussmeier looks out, he sees the corner bail. Boom, that ball goes right to the outside, no hesitation. Again, take what the defense gives you. That's an excellent read there by Nussmeier.
Nussmeier getting into rhythm. 3 straight completions on this drive. Near midfield, play action. Nussmeier unloads a deep ball. And that falls a couple of yards ahead of Barryon Brown. He was going back to trusty number 6.
It's the second ball tonight out of Nussmeier that's sailed high on him a little bit. Sometimes you mechanics, you're looking, is that quarterback taking a step too long, but he needs to dial that thing back in. Barryon Brown was open.
So accurate down the stretch of that Clemson game. 11 straight completions in total command at the line of scrimmage. A slower start tonight from where he left off last Saturday. They go back to the ground game. There's a flag right at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 players were in motion at the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
In this LSU offense, it's a ton of shifts and motions and trades, and you got to be on the same page, and not having 2 guys moving at once, it's tough. All that movement is designed to confuse a defense. Well, sometimes you can get yourself confused on it.
Looked like Aaron Anderson was trying to signal to the line judge to make sure, hey, I'm set, right? But running it on 2nd and 15. Thomas steps on the gas. Inside the 20, tiptoe down the sideline. A huge run. Xavier Thomas. Touchdown saving tackle from Jacob Fields. A monster gain of 58.
That's the explosive play they need. Watch Juwan Johnson, running back. Bang! Excellent block on the perimeter. That's what springs Thomas. And that's the fundamental stuff that Brian Kelly absolutely demands. You watched that game last week, Jay. The blocking by the wide receivers on the perimeter was fantastic. And there's another great block by the running back Johnson to spring Thomas.
Inside the red zone for the first time. Durham. So shifty, made a man miss in the backfield, turns it in to positive yardage, gain of 5.
I mean, what an excellent little jump cut move here by Durham. I mean, just that little quick, that's how fast it happens. There's just not many men in the world that can make a little cut like that. It's fantastic.
Number 1 in the SEC amongst freshmen running the football a year ago. Durham, he has had a strong start to his sophomore campaign. 2nd and 6, inside the 10. Nussmeier surveys, rolls right, throws, and it's dropped in the end zone. Aaron Anderson could not hang on. Would have been a Tigers touchdown.
Another ball that sails on Nussmeier. Aaron Anderson is open. And he's 5'8". He don't have exactly the catch radius as some of these other guys, but this is a ball that just Garrett Nussmeier is expected to make. It looked like they were trying to go.
Or was Nussmeier looking for Trey'Dez Green behind Aaron Anderson?
I don't think so. It looked to me like he was trying to find Trey'Dez Green, but then checked down to Anderson, a little high.
3rd and 6. Nussmeier steps up, floats it, and it's caught. Touchdown LSU, but there's a flag in the backfield. Nick Anderson doesn't know it yet. This touchdown will stand. Referee signaling this is against Louisiana Tech.
Personal foul, illegal hand to the face, defense number 45. The 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So touchdown Nick Anderson on a great 3rd down throw from Garrett Nussmeier.
I thought Nussmeier was just going to run this thing in, and he might have been able to do that, but he stays calm in there and just bides a little bit of time. That's a perfect pass to Nick Anderson.
What an impressive drive. LSU started from their own 2-yard line. They go the full field in 11 plays, 98 yards for the opening touchdown with 12 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
And that's what happens as that play gets extended. You need your wide receivers to come out of your route and just find open space. He's going on a dig route over the middle, which is, hey, let me just shuffle over a little bit, a couple yards to my left, and get open. I mean, it's very simple. The ball goes to the wide receivers that create space and get open, and Nick Anderson did a fantastic job there. Just so many weapons on this offense. We talked about the running backs, Caden Durham, Juwan Johnson, Xavier Thomas, Aaron Anderson, Nick Anderson, Darian Brown. I mean, the list goes on and on.
No, we asked offensive coordinator Joe Sloan, how do you feed all these mouths? How do you keep everybody happy? He goes, look, I told everyone, they're all going to have their moment, their game, where they get it a little bit more. Tonight, so far, certainly belongs to Nick Anderson. 3 catches and a touchdown in this first quarter. Because of the hands to the face penalty, LSU kicking from their own 50. Went for a little onside squib kick trickery in the special teams game. Louisiana Tech not fooled.
And he was just trying to drive that ball into a front line blocker there. Louisiana Tech fortunate to be able to jump on that thing, and lucky it didn't ricochet back towards LSU, or they might have been able to pounce on it.
Alonzo Jackson Jr. heads up to fall on that for the Bulldogs. 9 seconds remaining in this first quarter. LSU, an impressive 98-yard touchdown drive to open the scoring. How does Louisiana Tech respond? Throwing on first down, quick hitter to the outside. That's Fred Robertson, the sophomore from New Orleans, his first catch of the night. That does it for this first quarter. Now the number 3 team in the country, a slow start, but on the board. Garrett Nussmeier, a passing touchdown. The LSU leads by 7 after 1. Started the second quarter, LSU up 7-0. Louisiana Tech had held the Tigers scoreless all but for the final 12 seconds of that first quarter. Let's hear from the Bulldogs head coach, Sonny Cumbie, moments ago with
Coach, a
Torrey.
solid showing from your defense up until that scoring drive. What do you tell your guys after that one?
Well, I think defensively we're doing a good job. We're starting the game like we wanted to. We created a takeaway on the first drive. Defensively, we've done a great job. We've got to do a better job trying to control first downs on offense, control the ball a little bit. And so we just got to continue to get first downs offensively, which we haven't been able to do to keep the defense off the field.
You're without your starting center right now, Nelson. How's that affecting your offense?
Well, I think that Roy Brackens is ready. You know, anytime you lose a starter, but we felt like Roy Brackens, number 60 for us, is a starter for us, and he stepped up, and I think we've got a lot of confidence in him, and we anticipate us moving the football effectively, whether Landon's in or Roy's in.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Big pickup there on a 3rd and 4. Andrew Burnett out of the backfield. Cucuck got it to him quickly, and the Bulldogs keep the drive alive at the start of this second quarter.
That's the name of the game, quick game. Get the ball out of your hands. Don't allow that LSU rush to get to you.
Well, that's clearly been drilled into the head of Trey Cucuck, the quarterback who's come from JUCO to now playing against the SEC. A broken tackle after the catch. Marquez Singleton Jr., another JUCO product, a gain of 8.
That was a good job there by Cucuck. LSU decided to bring a little pressure, brought a corner off the top side there. Calmly, coolly went down the other side for a completion.
Second and 2, handoff to Wiggins. Trying to push that pile to the line to gain, and he does. Needed to, got to, and Louisiana Tech moves the 6 again. This is exactly what Sonny Cumbie just told Torrey. Got to keep stringing together first downs.
Just stay out of 3rd and long. Just keep plugging away. No negative plays. You just got to be so perfect against this LSU defense.
Louisiana Tech only had 1 first down the entire first quarter. Already 2 on this drive to start the second. Play clock winding down to 0, and Sonny Cumbie calls his second timeout. We also mentioned Sonny Cumbie talking about his starting center, Landon Nelson, out with an illness tonight. So both teams without their starting center as Braylon Moore went down on the opening play of the game. We're told that the Tigers will reassess Moore at halftime and make a decision on him coming back into the game or not.
Yeah, it's tough, as I mentioned earlier, when your center's out. There's so much he's relied upon to get the right checks and get him in the right protections. Both teams out right now.
That illness that Landon Nelson is dealing with, Coach Sonny Cumbie tells me that there seems to be something going around the locker room right now, maybe a little bit of food poisoning. We don't know if anybody else is dealing with it besides Nelson, but he did say that there were a few guys battling it tonight.
Nelson's the only one not playing, but that's the last thing you need going into Death Valley on a Saturday night with LSU ranked number 3 in the nation. Pressure comes. Cucuck gets rid of it. Spun down. Latulis, the redshirt sophomore, Louisiana native, gain of 5.
There's 2 plays this drive. LSU has brought pressure, and Cucuck has looked in command and wasn't fazed by it and delivered a nice ball.
It's like that ball's a hot potato. Cucuck's not holding on long.
Get it out, man.
Why would you against this relentless defense? Play action. Cucuck couldn't get rid of it in time. DJ Pickett, that's the true freshman cornerback that defensive coordinator Blake Baker was raving about.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's a guy that draws up a better corner blitz than Blake Baker. Look at him off the bottom of your screen here. I mean, he drew up some beauties last week against Clemson. P.J. Woodland on a corner blitz that came through the B gap. That time Pickett surprised Cucuck and got in there and forced a bad throw.
3rd and 5. As the crowd comes alive, the sun starting to set here in Death Valley.
Man coverage here.
Cucuck floats it out of the backfield, taken down. Whit Week stops Wiggins from gaining the first down, and now a decision to make if you're Louisiana Tech on a 4th and 4.
Great job here by Whit Weeks. You see him in the middle of your screen. He plays leverage. He doesn't get outside too quick. Where Wiggins can cut back, it's perfectly played by a great linebacker.
Whit Weeks, the leader of this defense, first team All-SEC linebacker a year ago. And Brian Kelly said he brings his teammates up if they need a little more juice, down if they need more composure, whatever they need in the moment, Whit Weeks delivers.
That's a sign of a good player. Whatever your team needs, they need to be fired up, they need to be calmed down, he delivers it.
Louisiana Tech decides to punt and not go for it on a 4th and 4. Chance pins LSU inside their own 10-yard line for the second time tonight. Seven 0 LSU lead, second quarter. Rocky, some early miscues from the Tigers offense. They looked more like it on the last drive.
Yeah, they did. You know, I had the early interception on the first drive, then a missed field goal, but then they got things going. Xavier Thomas with a fantastic run. That seemed to really break things loose. And then it was Nick Anderson with a great touchdown catch. They finally got settled in here. See what they can do on this drive.
And go to the ground game. That's Thomas again out of the backfield. He gained 48 on the last carry, lost a yard that time. In that last drive, 11 plays, 98 yards. Nussmeier, 4 for 7 through the air, including the passing touchdown to Nick Anderson.
That's a quarterback's job. As things aren't going great, just settle everyone down, calm them down, and get on to the next drive.
Durham back into the game in the LSU backfield. Nussmeier, pressure comes, throws over the middle. That's caught for a Tigers first down. Barrion Brown, his third catch of the night.
Nussmeier staring right down the barrel. He's got to get rid of this ball quick because the red jersey slips in. Bang, that ball comes out. Nice reception. He made that look much easier than it really was.
Just trying to follow your trail.
Durham in motion. Nussmeier looks that way. Now redirects. Right again, over the middle, wide open. The tight end, Bauer Sharp. But for as well as Louisiana Tech has played defensively, the middle part of the field starting to be a soft spot.
And you can tell this LSU offense spreading the field really wide, getting those wide receivers spread out. And when you got athletes like LSU, you want to get the defenders in space and let those weapons cook. Great job there by Blake Bauer-Sharp, excuse me. What an excellent tight end core this LSU offense has. Green, Trades Green, Bauer-Sharp.
Pitch. Aaron Anderson on an end around. Flag comes in right at the first down marker.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, the tackling player number 8. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Includes an automatic first down.
Jacob Fields called for the face mask there.
Yeah, just as Fields was trying to bring him down here, his fingertips got wrapped around the face mask.
First and 10, play action. Nussmeier. He was looking for a deep shot, nobody open. He just has to throw it out of bounds. The Louisiana Tech secondary has responded very well when LSU has tried to dial up a deep shot.
You're right, and you can tell the mentality by Luke Olson, the D coordinator, is nothing over our heads. Make them earn it, keep it in front of us. And this is a 3-man route. Max protection, getting just 3 guys out in the route, but I mean, look around. There's 2 red jerseys around every single LSU wide receiver. Nussmeier smartly throws it away.
And Nussmeier 1 for 3 with an interception on balls thrown more than 20 yards tonight. Bubble screen. Aaron Anderson just churning those legs forward. Every yard important. He gained 5 of them.
And this is how you get a defense out of playing everything over the top and playing you deep. You just pick them apart with the screen game. And eventually that defense, they got to bring more guys in the box, more up front, and then the deep shot opens.
Well, that was very effective against Clemson last Saturday night.
They put on a screen clinic. All parts of the field.
LSU 4 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Looking to keep the drive alive. Nussmeier, pressure coming, throws, passes caught. Aaron Anderson knew where the first down marker was, extended that ball right as he caught it for a Tigers first down. Great effort by Aaron Anderson. Check out the extension.
Man, these are the little things that creates championship football. I mean, the presence of mind of Aaron Anderson to know with his back turned, he don't know exactly where that first down marker is, but he knows it's close and reaches that ball out and picks it up. That's fantastic.
Now in the backfield, Nussmeier was getting pressure from Colby Fields as he threw that ball. Fields has stayed down. Remember, Fields, the former LSU Tiger, now back playing in Baton Rouge tonight.
He has been fantastic. He has 4 tackles tonight, made a couple big plays. He's showing up, play his old teammates.
Well, if you're a Louisiana Tech fan, watching from Ruston, you got to be proud of the way this team has played in this first half against the number 3 team in the nation. Just feels like Garrett Nussmeier, this Tigers offense, starting to get into a rhythm on the last 2 drives. Ball back into Bulldogs territory.
Sometimes that's what it takes. You know, you got to figure out what the defensive game plan is and adjust accordingly. It seems like Nussmeier's found it a bit.
Nussmeier tried to float it. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get enough air on it.
Travell Vivian's the nose tackle. He's getting double teamed, just reaches a ball up and knocks that ball down. And a good thing he did, because it was Aaron Anderson streaking across the middle with a lot of space.
Xavier Thomas moves into the backfield on the left hip of Nussmeier. Gets the carry. Breaks a tackle. Makes a few more men miss and turns it into positive yardage after he almost lost 4 on the play. Turns it in to a gain of 6.
You know, Jay, sometimes you can't just block it up perfectly. You just need a guy to make a play. Look, there's penetration in the backfield, shakes him off, juke him, break another tackle. It's just what it takes to play championship football. Guys just got to step up and make plays, even when they're not there sometimes.
LSU's been great on 3rd down tonight. Looking for another 3rd down conversion here. Nussmeier throws. Flags come in, 3 of them in the secondary, as 2 Bulldogs were collapsing on Chris Hilton. Jamal Shelby, the cornerback.
Pass interference, defense number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
Nussmeier, they got a matchup they wanted. And that's Hilton on Shelby. You can see the left hand on the jersey, and there really was no effort to get his head turned back around until it was too late. It drew the penalty.
Gives LSU a first down inside the 25. Play action. Nussmeier throws a dart, and it's knocked out of the air. Another flag comes in, this time against Jacob Fields.
Pass interference, defense number 8. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
I got to get a look at this one. This looked like it was good defense on a tough route from Xavier Thomas. Let's check it out here. Trying to wheel Thomas. Ah, man, that's a little... maybe the left arm was hooked around the waist a little bit. That looked like good D to me. I could have gone without seeing that penalty flag.
Back-to-back calls against the Louisiana Tech secondary makes it 1st and goal for LSU.
Three tight ends on the field here, Jay. They love these 3 tight end packages. Get your big bodies out there and then still spread you out.
Hand it off to Durham. Can't get any penetration there.
You mentioned it, Jay. They've, from a run standpoint, just has not been able to push this Louisiana Tech defensive line around yet tonight. Again, they went big bodies and weren't able to get much going. Same thing, 3 tight ends in the game here.
You have to keep an eye on number 14 in white, Trey Desgreen, 6'7", such a red zone threat.
He's at the wing at the bottom of the screen here.
Goes in motion. Nussmeier looks that way, throws that way, jump ball, it's incomplete. Green could not hang on. Jakari Foster, good coverage.
They love his height down here. We saw it last week. He had the touchdown catch on an isolation. Same thing here. Tell you what, this is absolutely excellent defense by Jakari Foster. I mean, he's given up about, what, 6 inches or more?
At
to Trey Desgreen. That's a fantastic play on the ball.
Twelfth play of a long LSU drive that started inside their own 10. Can they punch it in? Play clock down to 1. Brian Kelly has to talk this over, take a timeout.
Out of the half.
Nussmeier saw it too. 3rd and goal for Garrett Nussmeier when we come back. The sun is down, the lights are on. Saturday night in Death Valley. Incredible atmosphere. Number 3 team in the nation returning home tonight to a hero's welcome after knocking off Clemson on the road. Home opener tonight. Louisiana Tech playing the Tigers tough. 7-0 LSU leads, and a big moment in this second quarter coming. 3rd and goal for Garrett Nussmeier in this LSU offense. They've been money on 3rd down tonight, 5 of 6 on 3rd down. A drive that started on their own 9-yard line, now trying to punch it in for a touchdown. Nussmeier in trouble, escapes the sack, rolling right, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Kyle Parker could not hang on. Cedric Woods, great coverage, and the Louisiana Tech defense has stood tall once again.
A huge play, and Nussmeier, good job of extending this play. Could have had that ball. Nice throw.
Damian Ramos out to settle for the field goal attempt. He missed from 51 earlier tonight. This one a lot more manageable from 23 yards out. And Ramos puts it right through, but Louisiana Tech holds the Tigers to 3. 10-0 LSU lead midway through this second quarter. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Saturday night at Tiger Stadium. Number 3 LSU, a slow start offensively, but their last 2 drives, the Tigers have started inside their own 10-yard line, and they've turned it in to 10 points. have to be very complimentary of the way Louisiana Tech has showed up. Huge underdogs in this game.
And they've played great field position. They've made this LSU offense drive the length of the field twice tonight.
Bulldogs about to get the ball back. A great connection between the LSU offensive coordinator Joe Sloan, defensive coordinator Blake Baker, and Louisiana Tech. Those two coordinators have a special friendship that began when they were young coaches just cutting their teeth together in Ruston 11 years ago at Louisiana Tech. Sloan started as the receivers coach, became the offensive coordinator. Blake Baker, safeties coach, became the defensive coordinator. You know, Baker even a groomsman in Sloan's wedding. And even when they went their separate ways, moved on to different programs, they stayed tight. Families would vacation together. And now this is year number 2 back on the same staff, OC in DC.
And you can tell they really like each other. We were speaking with them yesterday, just kind of, you know, giving each other some, you know, the business a little bit, and just good friends. And what a blessing to be able to coach with a good friend.
Well, they said they became fast friends because every day they're jawing at each other as a young, you know, receivers coach going against a young safeties coach, and now they're happy that they get to see each other every day. And they said it's a full circle moment. 11 years later, you're playing against your former team that you cut your teeth with. And
Guys, Joe Sloan actually helped recruit Baker to this LSU staff. Coach Kelly told him that he was considering hiring him, and he sang Blake's praises to Kelly, and then he got to work recruiting him.
That's how it works, you know. You go and you fight for your guy, right? You want to see him here, and good friend and a great coach. It's working out for him.
They brought him over from Missouri, where he showed that he had an SEC caliber defense there. And I'll tell you what, LSU fans have to be happy with the defense that Blake Baker has assembled. And this defense will get ready with their ears pinned back on a 3rd and 9.
I got to admit, it's a little easier to coach defense when you got guys like West Weeks on your team, and Whit Weeks, and all these fantastic players that fly around with the ball. But they've done a good job getting these guys in here, and they got guys now that can play man-to-man. Blake Baker's a guy who wants to play man coverage. That's how he thrives, and they got the dudes that can do that now.
Kukoc on a 3rd and 9. LSU only sends 4, but it's enough pressure. Kukoc trying to escape the sack, and down he goes. The 3rd down defense delivers again. Ahmad Bro, the sophomore, who's a Ruston native, where Louisiana Tech is.
And it was Harold Perkins with a lot of that pressure. He comes up, he gets met with the block, but gets Kukoc around the waist and really corrals him until the cavalry can come. Again, man coverage behind that and bringing the pressure. That's if you're, it's not easy to get the players that can do that, but when you have it, it's a real weapon.
Hey, no wonder Joe Sloan and Blake Baker are such good friends. Baker's always getting the ball back for Sloan. That's what friends are for, right? Well, this ball, once again, inside the LSU 10-yard line, but that won't faze Brian Kelly's offense. The previous 2 drives have both initiated from inside the LSU 10. They drove it 98 yards for a touchdown. Last drive, 85 yards for a field goal.
And I think that's a sign of a great offense. Can you sustain drives? You know, it's easy if you're getting big play after big play, and that's what you want as an offense, but there's times where it's required. You got to just grind that thing out and find open guys and just move the ball down the field slowly. An 11-play scoring drive and a 12-play scoring drive. That's what you got to have.
Harlem Perry, the true freshman, into the backfield for the first time tonight. LSU a 10-0 lead, looking to add some more before halftime. A good burst from Berry. Takes it for 11 and a Tigers first down.
Harlan Berry, the #1 running back recruit in the country. He's going to get some playing time here. Showing a little explosion.
LSU loves their running backs. Last year, Berry, the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Louisiana, coming from New Orleans. Did his job as he comes out. 1st and 10 for Nussmeier. A little more than 3 minutes remaining They keep it on the ground with Thomas. Ball came out. Did it bounce out of bounds before Louisiana Tech got it? The Bulldogs are saying yes. The officials yet to make a decision. Cameron Carter hopped on the football, but was it before it went out of bounds, or was Thomas's knee down? Officials huddling up over on that Louisiana Tech sideline. This would be a huge takeaway. Louisiana Tech would get the ball at the LSU 25-yard line. Let's get the call.
Ruling is a forward fumble out of bounds. It's returned to the spot of the fumble where it will be second down. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 1 second, 3-0-1.
Wow.
Let's take a look at this.
What a break. I mean, Jakari Foster comes up like a missile, head right on the football, and Cameron Carter is right there, just can't pull that ball in before it goes out of bounds. LSU very fortunate there. What a play by Foster, though.
Nussmeier throws quickly. Barrion Brown the catch. He's met immediately, but brings up a third and manageable.
See, Nussmeier has the arm strength to use the entire width of the football field.
LSU 5 for 7 on third down tonight. Durham picks up the first down, churning those legs forward. Move the sticks as we near the 2-minute timeout in Baton Rouge. LSU a 10-0 lead in the driver's seat, but looking for more, headed into halftime. Offense in a good rhythm. They've gotten points out of the last 2 drives. They got 2 minutes for more. Coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Golden Band from Tigerland. The LSU Tiger Marching Band on SEC Network. Plus, start streaming now on the ESPN app. A 10-0 lead for the Tigers, 2 minutes remaining in this first half. We've got a terrific story, by the way, on why it's an extra special night for the Golden Band from Tigerland. We'll bring it to you in the third quarter. Right now, it's a 2-minute drill for Garrett Nussmeier and this Tigers offense. Play action, Nussmeier throws. Well, that's another pass interference flag against Louisiana Tech, their 4th of this first half.
Yeah, and that was a no-doubter. Cameron Carter draped all over the receiver there.
Yeah, Nick Anderson.
Pass interference, defense number 3. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
Anderson been a great threat in the passing game in this first half for LSU.
A little slant route trying to get inside. The left arm is around the collar of Anderson and draws the flag here. I'd like to see this LSU offense, 2-minute drive here. Nice easy completion, get it to 2nd and 5, maybe a run.
Only one timeout to work with, and there's another flag down.
Ball start, offense number 22. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's the running back, Harlem Berry.
Had the freshman in on that 2-minute drive. But now he will come out and Cam Durham will come in.
Third penalty against LSU. Louisiana Tech has 6 in this first half. It's allowed LSU an extra 70 yards. Nussmeier, easy throw. Plenty of room to run all the way to the 45-yard line for Caden Durham. Gain of 7. Tigers do have that one timeout.
And this is where Nussmeier's at his best. You see him out there in command, looking around, surveying the defense, making checks.
Pressure comes. Nussmeier has to take the sack. Great pressure. Jaden Mayfield, the Ruston native, a loss of 9 on the sack.
Around the right tackle, Weston Davis. He just got a great jump. Came right underneath Weston Davis. It was a little high. Now Louisiana Tech with an opportunity to force a punt, and with some time left for half, they only have one timeout though.
3rd and 17 for Nussmeier. Pressure comes again. Nussmeier just has to throw it away. Nobody home there. And Louisiana Tech on the last 2 plays, this defense dialing up the pressure, and it pays off. Nussmeier flustered.
And again, it's that right side of that offensive line. Weston Davis, the right tackle, and Josh Thompson, the right guard, just could not sort out that line stunt. Tackle came outside, end came underneath. They didn't pass it off right and forced a bad throw.
First time LSU has been forced to punt in this first half. Grant Chadwick, the sophomore, out to do it. Well, they fake it on the punt recovery, and a flag comes in. Lutulis tried to fake the handoff there. LSU was not fooled.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 7. The penalty's half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down, Louisiana Tech.
Should be a pretty easy decision here for the Bulldogs. Backed up inside their own 10-yard line to just take a knee going to halftime.
Yeah, and it's with getting a penalty and also having just one timeout. This is where Sonny Cumbie, they had to burn 2 timeouts for clock management issues early in the half. So you're right, Jay, this will be an easy decision here.
And Louisiana Tech does get the ball to start the second half. Louisiana Tech decides to use their final
Tech has called their 3rd and final timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in length.
Sonny Cumbie must not have liked something about the snap there, because all Trey Kukoc was there to do was take a knee.
Well, you've already said it, Jay, but if you're Louisiana Tech, you got to be real happy with this first half here. You come into Death Valley off a huge win LSU had last week. Places rocking, and they've played pretty well.
As best you can do on a Saturday night here at Tiger Stadium, they've taken the crowd out of it for large stretches of this game, and that's the right decision going into halftime, knowing you're going to get the ball back at the start of the second half. Sonny Cumbie's team only down 10. Coming up, our halftime report. Dari Noka, Chris Doring, Benjamin Watson will bring you all the scores and highlights from today's SEC action. South Florida going into Gainesville and knocking off Florida.
Wow.
Probably the result of the day, as Brian Kelly's team takes a 10-0 lead into the locker room. A defensive dominated first half. An interception on the opening drive. Nussmeier responded with a passing touchdown. For the number 3 team in the country, leads by 10 at the break.
Welcome in at the half. Dari, Doring, and Watson. I want to take you through what happened earlier in the day. So let's start with it. Texas tried to bounce back from their loss at Ohio State. Home for San Jose State. Everybody eager to see what Arch Manning would do against a little lesser competition. Opening drive. Not much there. All right, then Arch lets rip. I mean, deep lets rip and a big overthrow.
Right there. Should have crossed face and given him a little bit better angle to throw that football.
Arch inaccurate again. Remember, we made much of the 37% off-target number in last week's loss at Ohio State. But they go 3 and out. Next up, Manning, Parker Livingstone, one of his good buddies from that game, and he comes up big again this time, 82 yards, 83-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Livingstone's been the guy the last couple of weeks. Had a big day today, going 4 for 128, 2 touchdowns.
You know who else had a big day?
Same got Jack Andrews.
That's right,
Yeah.
B-Dubs guy.
Yeah, the little tight end sneak. That play always works.
They utilize the tight end well in Austin to catch
they
passes. He also, by the way, had 2 Arch touchdowns.
How about this run right here? Protection, nobody open, so he tucks it and runs.
Yeah.
23-yard touchdown for Arch Manning.
Well, yeah. Did he actually get in?
He did get in.
He did. Oh, yes, he did get in.
I mean, can't you tell?
Yeah,
that looks like a guy who got in.
That's not a guy that ran out to one. That's a guy who got in.
He got it. He had 4 passing, 1 rushing touchdown, had 1 interception. 38-7, Texas back on track. UTEP next week, but first things first. A near blackout, perhaps, in Austin?
Well, I thought he had a really good game today. You know, I thought he took advantage of some balls down the field. Lesson learned on a protection breakdown, forcing the ball. We're going to have some of those growing pains with him, but I thought he used his legs for the touchdown, threw the ball down the field well, and created some explosive plays.
You said last week you didn't play to your standard. What did you think about your play today?
Once again, not very good, but, you know, we got to clean up a lot of things. Some guys made some plays, though, so that's good, but, you know, it was a little sloppy.
What do you feel like you learned and improved on?
I thought I made more plays and attacked him more, but, you know, it was just sloppy all around.
By the way, in the postgame, Sark's in the middle of a comment, and the lights go out. That was the blackout reference there. But what do we make of 38-7 and what Arch was able to do in a bounce-back game?
I mean, this game, you're right, bounce-back game. This game was about improvement. You look in the red zone, they go 3 or 4 after going 0-2 against Ohio State. Arch, I think, talked about it, about the sloppiness, though. There were a lot of times where, especially early in that football game, CD, he wasn't able to connect with his wide receivers. They have 12 penalties for 115 yards. That's a problem that they need to keep clean up. But overall, I would say it was positive. The defense was able to force 4 turnovers. So a lot of positive things bouncing back from that Ohio State game.
Yeah, I think the issue continues to be one guy here, one guy there, taking their turn to make a mistake, which collaboratively prevents you from being able to have any offensive rhythm. You mentioned the penalties. There were some poor protection issues up front, but when he was protected today, 16 of 22 threw 4 touchdowns and 224 yards of total offense there. So I think there's signs of them getting better. And again, this is what we expected with a young quarterback with so much talent from that offense that they're replacing from last year.
Yeah.
You knew they were going to have growing pains. It's us for expecting so much more.
For a team that had such a nasty opener as they did, to now line up against San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston. The UTEP and Sam Houston, the next 2 before they go to the Swamp. That's very beneficial in this situation.
Those are perfect, right? Perfect opportunities to get better as a team and for Arch to grow and be more comfortable as the starting quarterback.
Yeah. Thing is, you're starting to see, I mean, you mentioned all of the talent that went out the door from last year. You're starting to see the guys that he relies on, especially offensively, whether it's Andrews, the tight end, Jack Andrews, who came over from Cal, whether it is Livingstone. You know, you're seeing that relationship start to be built with those wide receivers because you're right. It's difficult when guys go out the door. But, again, I think offensively, the offensive line specifically has some things that they need to tighten up.
All right, let's go to another big game from earlier in the day. As the border showdown. They haven't played this since 2011. Kansas and Missouri, they do not like one another. In fact, Missouri got a big basketball win over Kansas earlier in the season, and it meant a lot. Meanwhile, Bo Pribula to Kevin Coleman Jr., and Coleman takes it 50 yards.
This was after Missouri was down 21-6, came roaring back to tie it up right before halftime.
Yeah, 21 apiece, third quarter. Jalen Daniels, 6th-year senior, to Deshaun Hanukkah for 14. That would lead to a KU field goal. They take a 24-21 lead, and then Pribula to Daniel
That's
Blood.
a time right there, man.
Right in the bucket, right over that shoulder. Great catch. It's difficult to track the football in the play like that.
And then, hello, Brett Norfleet.
Norfleet. I think I'm going to say that every single time. Old, reliable, 7 catches, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns from the big tight end today.
28-24, and then Jalen Daniels lets loose on a big play on 2nd and 10.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy go lower.
Right, completes to Emmanuel Henderson.
Armadillo.
Took out the bottom of his shoes, and then he finds Hanukkah one more time, 6 yards. So We've got a 3-point KU lead. The border showdown living up to all the hype. Pribula, Norfleet. That's that second touchdown B-Dub mentioned.
9 different receivers or pass catches for Pribula. Did a fantastic job en route to 334 yards distributing the football.
Yeah,
How about this run game?
This was a defense that had only given up 90 total yards rushing in 2 previous ball games. Missouri went off today. The dual threat of Roberts and Hardy did majority of the damage outside of what Pribula was able to do. So I guess it was a balanced offense in general.
Jamal Roberts runs for 143, 11 yards a carry. Ahmad Hardy runs for 105. Kevin Coleman catches for 126. Pribula throws for 334. All kinds of individual performances in the Missouri victory. Texas A&M, home for Utah State. A battle of Aggies the week before A&M heads to face the Fighting Irish in South Bend. Marcel Reed doing it a lot of different ways here. This time drops, fires, 34 yards to Terry Bussey. That's a beautiful throw.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass by Reed. We talked about how he's improving in the passing game. It wasn't all great all the time, but he definitely showed some improvement.
How about a little Marcel Reed there with the touchdown run, and then he finds Casey Concepcion.
Yeah, one of his 2 touchdown receptions today. You talked about the balanced offense that Missouri had. I thought A&M had a lot of different weapons that were being utilized, specifically in the first half.
You don't often see a highlight of 3 straight plays by a defender, but how about 3 straight sacks by one Cassius Howell? One.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
2. Like Sesame Street.
I mean, they're going to give the tackle some help here, right, B-Dub?
They found the weakest link.
That's not like a spliced together highlight. By the way, that's 3 in a row.
3 consecutive plays.
Yeah.
Yes, one guy, 3 in a row.
And he has no shoes.
What was that guy? They're taking him to the lake, right? Don't they throw him in the lake?
I think that was a left tackle for Utah State.
Do they really?
I think there's some
like goalposts
tradition
in Nashville. They just throw them in the lake.
I think so.
Not very nice. Reed goes for 220 and 4 total touchdowns. Did leave the game with what appeared to be an injury, but it's believed to be very slight and no issue moving forward into that game at Notre Dame. 44-22, your final for the Aggies over the Aggies. How about we head to Knoxville? All right, Tennessee ready to light up thy scoreboard against East Tennessee State first quarter. Joey Aguilar, Chris Brazzell, 21 yards. Second quarter, Joey Aguilar. Let's fly. 2 volunteers.
How about the 5-star Mike Matthews going up and getting the football high point and then spiking it without the penalty?
No. Here's a little number for you, though. 72 points. That's the most they've ever scored in a game in the AP poll era. 72 points.
Really?
Yeah. 72 points. All right, when we are all done with the games, you know where to come. Find us right here. SEC Football Final will take you through the entire day. 15 games when it's all said and done. All right.
Golden band for Tigerland on the field here in Baton Rouge. LSU up 10-0 at halftime. Let's take a look at some scores that are going on right now in the SEC. How about Florida going down earlier today? South Florida stuns the Gators. Florida's coming here to Death Valley a week from tonight. Ole Miss beats Kentucky. Texas bounces back. And then the scores going on right now. Mississippi State making a big statement in Stark Vegas, up 17-0 against Arizona State. Oklahoma up on Michigan. So those are two games that are going on right now. There you see it, pitching shutouts at the half. And LSU pitching a shutout as well, a 10-0 lead for the number 3 Tigers here in Baton Rouge. When we come back, Louisiana Tech gets the ball to start the second half. Should be a good one when we get back in Death Valley. We welcome you back to SEC Network College Football, the SEC on ESPN. LSU, a 10-0 lead as we're about to start the second half here in Death Valley alongside Rocky Boyman. Jay Alter with you, Tori Petrie down on the sideline. LSU, they come in off that huge win against Clemson a week ago. You're riding the high, you're riding the tidal wave into your first home opener. Look, you got the 10-0 lead, but Louisiana Tech, they're here to play.
Yeah, I don't think it's that LSU has played that bad. I just think Louisiana Tech came to flat play, and early in the game, this is the first drive, creating the turnover off the deep pass, and then it's really been this defense has been the big story. They've been harassing Garrett Nussmeier, forced him outside the pocket, forcing some bad throws. Again, just making his life tough back there, and especially these defensive backs have just been flying around. But for LSU, they've calmed down, they settled in. Garrett Nussmeier able to find Nick Anderson for their only touchdown.
All 10 points have come off long LSU drives of 85 yards or more. And a lot of those yards came on those two drives, which resulted in points, nearly double the time of possession. So Don't get it twisted, LSU clearly in the driver's seat here with a 10-0 lead, but Louisiana Tech has battled them in the first half. The Bulldogs start with the football in this second half as we check in down on the sideline with Tori.
Yeah, Jay, injury update for you guys. Center Braylon Moore is doubtful for the rest of this game with an ankle sprain. I talked to head coach Brian Kelly about their play in the first half. He said, we just need to be better about our details. He said the first half was what it was, but we have this second half to show that standard of play that we want to show in this game.
And in our meeting with Brian Kelly this week, he said the standard at least a dozen times.
Yeah, he must have said it, a dozen times about how it's focus, it's consistency, it's all those words here. He wants to see a little bit better performance out of his team.
And as a head coach, it must drive you crazy because you saw a week ago at Clemson what this team is capable of every single play. And he said, you want to see that show up against every opponent, every game this season. And Louisiana Tech's our first test to show that is our standard.
Well, let's make no mistake, though. This is a Super Bowl type game for Louisiana Tech. They're coming in here. It's a crosstown rivalry situation. And again, it's hard to win football games. I don't care who the opponent is. It's very tough. I mean, those kids on both sides of the ball are on scholarship, right? They're there to play football. So LSU needs to just dial in and focus in a little bit more and get things together in this second half.
For the ball not cooperating for Aaron Burrell, the sophomore, set to kick it away to start this second half. LSU at 10-0 lead. Louisiana Tech ready to receive. Fred Robertson from inside his own 5-yard line. Met before the 20. Let's go back down to Torrey.
Guys, I also talked to head coach Sonny Cumbie over on the other sideline, and as you can imagine, he was absolutely enthused with how his defense has been playing. As far as his offense, though, he told me he wants to see an explosive play from them on this drive.
Yeah, that's what it's been from me offensively. It's been a lot of quick game, a lot of short passes, and a lot of times out of necessity, but it's just hard to just maintain getting 3-4 yards every play. They do need a big play at some point.
This is a guy that played quarterback at Texas Tech, coached at Texas Tech, known for the air raid. Maybe we see a little of the passing game on display on this first drive, trying to ignite the Louisiana Tech offense. Blown up in the backfield. This LSU defense shot out of a cannon. West Weeks all over that one.
Yeah, that was just a swarm of yellow on that opening dive play there. It just penetration, that's the kryptonite to a run game. And LSU's front seven is great at it.
The Weeks brothers, dynamic duo in the linebacker core, Witt and West. Told us yesterday, feels like we're kids again, just flying around the backyard making plays. Kukoc tried to squeeze it in there to the tight end, Eli Finley. Did so successfully, but this is still a 3rd and long upcoming.
That was a dangerous throw by Kukoc right there. Eli Finley was well covered up. He's not going to get away with too many more of them.
Tiger Stadium comes alive. Death Valley on a 3rd and 9. Kukoc in trouble. Escapes the sack. Flag down on the field. Just threw it away. Let's hear the call on the penalty.
Hands to the face, defense number 90. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot includes an automatic first down.
Well, for as well as LSU has played defensively tonight, that's what Brian Kelly's talking about on the standard. You don't commit a penalty on a 3rd and long.
3rd and long, you got him right where you want you, and then you see number 90, Dominic McKinley. Excuse me, that was Guillory, excuse me. The hand up underneath the face mask of the center. Fresh set of downs.
First defensive penalty against LSU tonight, a unit that's been near flawless when you consider what they did against Clemson last Saturday and pitched a shutout in the first half against Louisiana Tech. There's another flag down on the run by Kukoc. There's 2 flags down, one right at the line of scrimmage, then one over by the Louisiana Tech sideline. The officials are sorting it out.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Holding offense number 4 is declined. Holding offense number 10, that's a 10-yard penalty. We repeat the down. After the play, personal foul, defense. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced after the hold and include an automatic first down.
Wow.
A lot going on there.
So after not committing any penalties on the defensive side of the football in the first half, 2 on back-to-back plays.
There's the hold, and here's the late hit. It's a little bit of a shove by Weeks there.
Yeah, West Weeks.
Or yeah, West, he tried to pull up, but he couldn't.
So after all that, it is a first down for Louisiana Tech. Ball marked at their own 39-yard line. Cucock throws it immediately back to the tight end, Eli Finley. Positive yardage on first down. That's the name of the game for a Bulldogs team trying to stay out of 3rd and long.
He's doing a good job fitting balls into tight windows. All those short routes.
They run it on 2nd and 5. Harold Perkins stayed all over Tevinen. Took him a little while to finally wrap him up, and it results in a Bulldogs first down.
This is where you see the speed of this LSU defense. They just keep stringing it out, stringing it out. They keep trying to get the edge, but there's just too much speed out there.
1st and 10. Cucock, another quick hitter. That one in front of Devin Gandy. Ball's incomplete. Cucock 10 of 13 through the air tonight. I don't think he's held on to the ball more than 4 seconds on a pass attempt. LSU's pressure has been relentless. They send 4 here. Cucock out of the backfield. Tevinen.
And here's the situation they've been trying to avoid all night. 3rd and 10. And if I'm LSU's defense, I'm playing man-to-man behind it. Trying to get some sort of pressure with, see Harold Perkins up toward the top hash there. See if he blitzes here.
Cucock trying to pick it up with his feet, and he lost his footing right as a hole was starting to emerge into LSU territory, but well short of the sticks.
That was close.
If he could keep his footing, now he still needed another 8 yards, but if you get closer, maybe you think about going for it.
But look, he had Hayden Chrisman tackle out in front. He was able to slip that. He might be able to, like you said, Jay, pick up a few more yards and make it manageable.
Looked like he had some blood on his left arm, too.
Rough out there, man.
Yeah, playing the number 3 team in the country on a Saturday night in Death Valley. Now the punter, John Hoy Chance, has done his job. That's the 4th time tonight he's pinned LSU inside their own 10-yard line. But Garrett Nussmeier, he doesn't mind a long field to work with. He's had 2 drives that have resulted in points. Starting from his own 10, he'll have the ball when we come back. 10-0 LSU lead. The Tigers offense back out on the field. Garrett Nussmeier starts from his own 10-yard line. He's already thrown 10 incompletions tonight. That's as many as he threw the entire game against Clemson last Saturday. And, you know, the Tigers have really failed to establish the run as well, Rocky. Outside of Xavier Thomas breaking off that 48-yarder in the first half, it's been tough sledding.
This Louisiana Tech defense is just flat playing hard. I mean, at all three levels. You mentioned that secondary, how it's been flying around. I would love to see Garrett Nussmeier and LSU take a shot downfield. They've not been able to connect. You can make the argument they weren't able to push the ball downfield last week either.
They were really effective in the bubble screen game, which then opened up the run. That's what they go to here, a quick hitter. Caught by Barrion Brown. He's been the top target tonight for Nussmeier.
And look, you got to be able to just complete drives and take what the defense gives you, but it's hard to sustain drives 10, 11, 12 plays the entire game. You know, there's a holding penalty, there's a negative yards play. A great offense at some point needs chunk yardage plays, and LSU could use one right now.
What they need is a first down on a 3rd and 2. Jawan Johnson in motion. Nussmeier set to throw. Tosses it to Xavier Thomas, who does move the sticks on a gain of 3.
That's a good job just picking up first down there. Saw the same play earlier, a little whip route. Make it look like a crosser, then jet right back outside. Excellent route here, but at some point these next two plays, I can see him take a shot, try to push the ball down.
Play action. Nussmeier looking for that deep shot. And he finds Aaron Anderson. Best throw of the night by Nussmeier. Gain of 23.
And that allows you to just take an exhale here. You're not having to just dink and dunk. There's a, 25, 30-yard pass play. It's what you got to have.
Anderson, who went over 1,000 career yards receiving last week. Very reliable receiving core for Nussmeier to work with. 6 different receivers have caught a ball from Nussmeier tonight.
And I want to go back to that point too. I mean, they work hand in hand. You need to be able to push the ball downfield to loosen the box up, right? And then once you do that, then you're able to run the ball for the 4 and the 5 yards, play after play. It's got to be complementary football. You got to be able to get some plays down the field and still be able to sustain long drives.
Yeah, Brian Kelly said, look, we know we can throw the ball with Nussmeier. I've tasked him with finding ways to establish the run, exploit the run game. Nussmeier goes under center, flips it on an end around. Barrion Brown showing off the speed into the secondary for an LSU first down, a gain of 15.
Another example of great perimeter blocking by this LSU offense. Bauer sharp, you'll see him twist, come back around, bang, knock the corner out. It was a great read.
Huge hole for Barrion Brown to run through. And LSU, the offense finding a rhythm now, midway through this 3rd quarter. A drive that started from their own 10-yard line. Now inside the Bulldogs' 40. Keep it on the ground. Caden Durham, not much running room, gain of 2. McKee Mason making the stop for Louisiana Tech.
McKee Mason, Jay, this is his 8th tackle on the night. He's flying around out there. Had 9 last week.
Johnson in motion. Nussmeier surveys, rolls to his left, good protection, throws to the end zone, on the run, jump ball, knocked down, incomplete. Chris Hilton Jr. just didn't have positioning against Jamal Shelby.
Nussmeier trying to push the ball downfield here and just not able to create enough separation. A good job of closing on the ball by Shelby, playing the ball in the air. He was in position to pick that ball off. It's the 5th pass breakup by this Louisiana Tech defense.
They're playing good defense.
They are.
You said it.
Fun to watch.
At the start of the second half, this is the team from Ruston Super Bowl coming to Death Valley here in Baton Rouge, playing the #3 team in the country. They're playing like it. 3rd and 8, Nussmeier trying to keep the drive alive, and a deflected ball forces 4th down.
And there was some sort of mix-up there. There was 2 guys in the same area here. Nick Anderson and Caleb Jackson were essentially in the same spot, and there's just not enough space, and somehow got all gummed up there.
So Damian Ramos missed a 51-yarder earlier in this game. Connected from 23 yards. So Brian Kelly decides to send the punt unit out instead of attempt a 53-yarder. Play clock down to 1. They might be comfortable taking the delay of game here and giving Chadwick an extra 5 yards.
Remains 4th down.
And the wind is blowing right in the direction of where Ramos would have had to attempt a 53-yarder. So you play the field position battle here, leading by 10. I think you're frustrated if you're Brian Kelly and offensive coordinator Joe Sloan that you couldn't convert to points, though.
Yeah, he had a couple nice plays. Didn't pick up some chunk yards or weren't able to convert.
Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over. When we come back, Random Fandom. We'll tell you why it's never too late to follow your dreams. You do not want to miss this story. Random Fandom, meet Kent Broussard, who at 66 years young went back to school to chase a dream that began in 1968. Now, the first time he watched LSU inside Tiger Stadium, he was just 9 years old. Life took him another way, a career, raising a family, but he had a dream of joining the Golden Band from Tigerland. And 5 years ago, Kent picked up the tuba, he practiced, he trained, and yes, he enrolled at LSU. audition. He made the band tonight nearly 6 decades later. There he is, Kent Broussard, a 66-year-old freshman. Broussard making his dream come true. He took the field at halftime with the golden band from Tigerland. How great is that? And Broussard, a great quote, said, "People retire, but dreams don't." Inspiring.
And what do you got to lose, right? You only get one shot at this thing called life. Why have any regrets? And he didn't. 66, came back. Saw him on the Jumbotron there, dancing. It's great.
There's the tuba. You know, fandom takes all forms, and it's not always the fan in the stands or the crazy tailgater, but Broussard's love for LSU drove him to accomplish that lifelong dream that he had as a 9-year-old boy in 1968.
Guys, when they showed Tuba Kent on the Jumbotron here in the stadium, this crowd went insane. They know exactly who he is, and they're big fans.
He looks like he's having a heck of a good time.
They say there's a 41-year age difference from Broussard to the next oldest band member. Kukoc in trouble on a 3rd and 10. Wrestled down. It's the Weeks brothers combining Witt and West. One of the best linebacker duos in the country. Broussard loves it. And this LSU defense continues to deliver.
That just looked like sharks with chum in the water right there. You mentioned it, Jay. Witt and West Weeks. All kinds of Tigers around there bringing Kukoc to the ground.
Oh, you talk about dreams. How about the Weeks brothers? You're growing up 15 miles south of Athens, Georgia. You're dreaming of playing in the SEC one day, and they're making the most of it here in Baton Rouge. A missed punt there. There's a flag down. As it stands, this would be very favorable field position for LSU with the still marking the ball off inside the Bulldogs' 35-yard line. You know, the one thing I wish I asked our random fan, Kent Broussard, is what classes is he taking? At 66 years
There's no
old.
foul on the play. The first down LSU. Timeout.
Had a successful business career of more than 3 decades, but he's back in school. The 66-year-old tuba player. One of the best stories you'll hear all college football season. LSU a 10-0 lead, 5:14 left to play in this third quarter. You know, the field positioning that LSU is about to get is a breath of fresh air for Garrett Nussmeier and this Tigers offense. Their last 4 drives have all started from inside their own 10. This one will begin at the La Tech 33.
Yeah, it's daunting when you look out there and you got to go that whole entire long length of the field. As you said, a welcome field position here. I think you take a shot here, right? Try to take advantage of this short field.
Yeah, average drive has started tonight from their own 16. This one from the Bulldogs 33. Darion Brown, speedster, turns the corner, bounced out of bounds right around the 20-yard line after he picked up at LSU first down.
Darion Brown on the jet sweep here. Another great job of Juwan Johnson on the edge there. The running back kicking out Jamal Shelby and allowing the speed of Brown to get the edge.
Brown a 4.28 40.
That's getting it done.
Talking with an NFL scout this week, he said Brown's got everything you look for at the next level. Not much running room there. Colby Fields, the former LSU Tiger, again in on the stop. Fields said, look, we're trying to make this any other game, and then he paused and said, but it's not. It's not. No. A lot of Louisiana kids that grew up dreaming of playing here at Tiger Stadium and getting the opportunity in a Louisiana Tech uniform.
And I enjoyed talking to Colby Fields this week. A lot of players give you a coach speak. He kind of told you like it is. He did not at all.
8 tackles for Fields playing his former team. Empty set for Nussmeier. Good protection. Floats it to Aaron Anderson, splits 2 tacklers. Another LSU first down inside the 10, and the Tigers are in business.
Love that play execution there to the right side. You take 2 guys deep, you run off the defenders, and you bring Aaron Anderson, his speed underneath, and just let him make guys miss in space. Get the ball in the hands of those receivers, those athletes, some of the top athletes in the country, and let them go to work.
Bunch set. Durham the handoff. Powerful runner, churning those legs forward inside the 5.
And this is where, if you're Louisiana Tech, you've played great defensively, you've held up against the run, but how long can they sustain it, right? How long can they sustain just getting pushed on and pound on by that big LSU offensive line? I think Brian Kelly wants to find that out.
And this is the 3 tight end set that we saw earlier for LSU.
I love that down here. Trey Green is the 3rd receiver from the bottom of the screen.
Durham gets the give. Can't find the end zone. Zion Nason stuffed the hole. 3rd and goal upcoming.
Zion Nason, good job getting off a block and coming down the line and making a big play. Now they tried a shot earlier to the 6'7" tight end Trey Green. Do they try it again? I mean, that is such a physical mismatch. He had the big touchdown on the isolation shot last week. LSU with 4 tight ends right now.
They run it with Durham, trying to push that pile, falling forward, waiting for the signal. Did he break the plane? Yes! Touchdown, LSU, Caden Durham. So LSU cashes in on the short field.
And Jay, I think Brian Kelly wanted to send a message here. You know, we're not going to mess around. We're not going to get cute. We're going to put 4 tight ends in the game, and we're just going to blow you off the ball, make a statement, and that's exactly what they did.
Even with all the extra pounds on that offensive line, just a couple of inches between a touchdown and another Louisiana Tech defensive hold.
And Brian Kelly, he's an offensive genius, and as much as you talk about him in the spread, he wants to run the dang football, right? Get in different formations, spread the field out, motion shift, and then pound the rock. And I think he just made up his mind, said, look, we're done messing around here. We're going to lean on this Louisiana Tech defensive line, and it worked.
Well, Rocky, you played at Notre Dame before Brian Kelly got there, but obviously watched a lot of Brian Kelly football over the years, watching your Irish. When he got hired at LSU, you wondered how was it going to go. I mean, an established head coach. He's the most active wins in all of college football right now, but you just didn't know how's this going to translate to the SEC. And he said, look, his success as a head coach probably hurt him in the first 2-3 years because people just expected we're going to win immediately SEC championships, national championships. And he goes, look, it takes a couple of years. And he feels like now here in year 4, he does have the team that is capable of winning SEC championship, national championship.
Brian Kelly has won every place he's been. But you're right, Jay, it takes time. He told us that yesterday. We now have the culture that you have to bring in the transfers. They bring in the 15 transfers. Probably something that didn't work last year. This year it does. They got that great nucleus. And again, as I said in the open, they feel really, really good. A certain swagger that this team and this coaching staff has.
They were not shy when they were recruiting transfers to come to LSU about their goals this season. They wanted guys who had A, played a lot of football, and B, wanted to win a national championship, and they told the guys that.
And you can't bring in all those transfers unless you have that established culture that you're talking about, Rocky. But you bring in guys that fit the system that you have established. And look, you look at who they brought into the portal, it's hit. They got studs in the portal with experience, and they've brought in some impact players on both sides of the ball that have fit in perfectly.
I think the main thing is the experience. You want to bring in guys that have a record on tape of playing great high-level college football. So many of these transfers, they come and, oh, well, he was a former 5-star. Well, that don't mean much. Have you been able to put it on tape at the college level? Those are the guys he brought in. A.J. Halsey, Braylon Moore. I mean, the list goes on and on. Guys that played college football at a high level.
And I think particularly on the defensive side of the ball, Brian Kelly feels like this is a defense with so much talent that they can deliver a championship to a fan base that craves it.
These linebackers look like they're going to come here.
3rd and 6. They don't go. But enough pressure to force the incompletion from Kukoc.
That was just a great job of disguising. The back end's moving around. The linebackers are showing like they're going to come. And then they hold up, and you bring a tenacious 4-man rush, forces the ball out quick, and a punt.
This will be the 7th punt of the night for John Hoyt Chance. Long of 49, he's had 2 that have completely gone off his foot the wrong way. This backs up inside the 20 for Thomas. Finds the edge, knocked out of bounds. We're talking about culture and character. Well, LSU has a director of performance innovation here in Baton Rouge, Jack Marucci, who's actually come up with data to track players' character on and off the field. We got to spend a couple of hours with Marucci yesterday and his sports science team. What a treat that was. They do it all, from the data to track players' characters to tracking improvement on kickers' leg speed, virtual reality for linebackers. The guy even makes baseball bats. I'll tell you about that after this play. I mean, it was incredible. We thought we were going to spend 10 minutes. We stayed for 3 hours. Aaron Anderson off the pitch. So shifty, falling forward.
And Jack Marucci, yeah, it's like he does all these things with sports performance, and then it's almost like in his free time he makes one of the best bats that's used in Major League Baseball, the most used bat in Major League Baseball. What a tremendous story he is. But I mean, Louisiana Tech, Jay, I mean, they are really at the forefront of the technology aspect of college football with the VR. It's really incredible.
Yeah, he used to be frustrated with his son's baseball equipment, so decided to start cutting his own bats after LSU football practice. And the guy overtook Louisville Slugger for the most popular bat in Major League Baseball. That's what a problem solver Marucci is. He's the ultimate puzzle master, and LSU's happy to have him on their side. Brian Kelly's embraced all that technology, and it has paid off on the field. A 17-0 lead for a Tigers team that heads to the fourth quarter with this one in control. Start of the fourth quarter, LSU a 17-0 lead. Let's hear from Tigers head coach Brian Kelly moments ago with Torrey.
Coach, what do you feel like was the biggest improvement that your team has made since the first half of this game?
Yeah, the execution is much better. You know, we've had some silly mistakes in the first half. You know, obviously getting the ball outside. I mean, it's a tough defense. This 3-3-5, it requires some patience. Our guys got a little frustrated. I probably got frustrated as well. But you just got to keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. Now we got a big drive here. Hopefully we can convert here and give us some air.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Well, a big drive that could have started off with a huge play Barryon Brown could not hang on to that Nussmeier rifle.
And to Kelly's point, the 3-3-5, you look out there as an offense and you say, golly, we should be able to run the ball. And I got 3 guys up there. But it almost turns into an 8-man front with how low they play their safeties. See right there again.
And they've been so disciplined in the run game.
It's just how that second level, those 3 linebackers, how they fit everything, and then you get your safeties are playing lower and they get involved in the run game. All of a sudden, a 3-man front again becomes an 8-man front.
That's Trey'Dez Green down injured, the big tight end. LSU has already lost Braylon Moore for this game, the starting center. Weston Davis, the right tackle, went down but returned. And now LSU, the medical team, taking a look at Green as we step aside at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Well, this is the play that sent Trey'Dez Green down, needing medical attention, trying to block for Caleb Jackson.
Yeah, let's hope he's all right. He got twisted up there pretty good.
Going into the injury tent. 3rd and long upcoming for LSU. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd and 9 or longer. Backpedaling, Nussmeier right on the money. Garrett Nussmeier delivers. Aaron Anderson, he dropped it right in for him.
That was an NFL throw. I mean, he's surveying the defense. He's got pressure right in his face, and he just takes like 2 more little back pedals and delivers an absolute dart.
That's the type of throw that has Garrett Nussmeier rocketing up NFL mock drafts this week after the win against Clemson. You know, his dad, Doug, he's right down the road, the new offensive coordinator for the Saints. His first game tomorrow against Arizona.
Holding.
Let's get the penalty.
Offense number 28, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Let's get another look at that pass. That was fantastic. Maybe his best throw of the night. Now he's looking downfield. Eyes always stay downfield. They're not focused on the rush, but he has to retreat a couple steps and just drops it right in. I mean,
and he's not making that throw in a clean pocket. He's backpedaling, pressure coming, inch perfect.
And that's what makes it special. Is he makes it look easy, but there's not a ton of quarterbacks in college football that can make that throw.
Emmanuel Oggins was bearing down didn't matter for Nussmeier. 1st and 20 after the penalty. Nussmeier throws, risky pass, and it pays off! Caught by Barrion Brown, bounces it outside. Threaded the needle. Nussmeier happy about that one.
That was very, very dangerous. And it was Jacob Fields who had a bead on that thing, but it had just enough mustard on it to be able to get the ball to Barrion Brown, and made a couple guys miss for a big play.
The best 2 throws of the night in terms of accuracy have come in this 4th quarter on this drive for Nussmeier. Slings it, bubble screen. Thomas, tough to take down. He said his back heel was out after a gain of 6.
Yeah, on that previous throw, he knew he had to put some mustard on, just drive that ball in there before the safety could get it. It was a beauty.
We're going back to Jack Marucci, the director of performance innovation. That's the spin rate that everyone's talking about in college football right now. A little extra torque on that ball. Cedric Woods down, injured for Louisiana Tech. Now this is reminiscent to last week against Clemson, where in the second half, Nussmeier finds a new gear.
Yeah, he does. And look, I think a lot of it's a process. He's figuring out the defense. What are they doing? What are they doing well? Where's the weakness? How can we chip away? And he seems to find the answer, which is what you want.
And it's complementary football for an LSU team that obviously has an incredible defense. I mean, they've now had a shutout for more than 5 quarters. Shut out Clemson in the second half last week. They've shut out Louisiana Tech through 3 quarters tonight. And Nussmeier knows he doesn't have to go out and put up 40 because he's got that defense behind him.
Well, that's the thing. Exactly. He doesn't feel like he's got to press. He doesn't feel like he's got to try to force a ball that maybe he shouldn't. He knows that, hey, if it's not there, he can throw the ball away. We'll live to fight another day because he's got a great D.
In the second half, Nussmeier 10 of 13 through the air. Empty set. Trying to punch it in for a touchdown. Steps up, throws. A yard in front of Kyle Parker. Took flight to try and snare that ball out of the sky. Amari Butler celebrating in the Bulldogs secondary.
You got to give this Louisiana Tech secondary a lot of credit. I mean, they have played hard all night. They have not made it easy for Garrett Nussmeier.
They've been on the field most of this second half. Thomas met in the backfield. Jacob Fields shot in the safety for a loss of 5.
I mean, look, you got to say it. You know, I don't know if Louisiana Tech can come back in this game, but if you're a Bulldog fan, you got to feel real good about this team. That's their 6th tackle for loss. The defense is fantastic. This is a team that I think can buy in the Conference USA strictly on the way their defense flies around.
3rd and 15 for Nussmeier. 10th play of the Tiger drive. Rolling right. Looking over his options. Nobody open. Nussmeier in trouble. Spun down for the sack. McKee Mason. A relentless Bulldogs defense holds Nussmeier and LSU again.
And this is tough because they only rush 3, which means they drop 8. Look at that. There's like a wall built of red jerseys. Nobody from LSU can create separation, and before he knows it, Garrett Nussmeier is being tossed to the ground.
And losing 9 yards on the sack makes it a long field goal attempt. 46 yards for Damian Ramos. He missed from 51 earlier tonight. He atones for it here. Confident kick, good from 46. And LSU takes a 20-point lead. Don't miss it after all the games are over. SEC football final. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day, break down all 15 games. What was a monster day in the SEC over on SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Looking forward to that. A busy week 2 in the SEC. Maybe the biggest statement of the day, Mississippi State playing a team that made the college football playoff a year ago, had a 17-0 lead at halftime. That lead is down to 17-10 at the start of the fourth quarter. So we'll keep an eye on that one, and the guys will have a full recap at SEC football final over on SEC Network. Well, the LSU defense, a shutout so far. Remember, they shut out Clemson on the road in the second half, a shutout through 3 quarters tonight. And it's a new quarterback for Louisiana Tech. That is Blake Baker, the redshirt sophomore from Cypress, Texas, coming into the game for Trey Kukuk. It's interesting they didn't go with Evan Bullock, who started 10 games for the Bulldogs a year ago. He was the starter, alleged starter going into fall camp, and Kukuk won the job, and Baker, the second quarterback in for Louisiana Tech, trailing by 20 in this fourth quarter. A flag, and Baker loses the football, which might be shaking off some nerves here.
Prior to snap, false start, offense. Please put 11 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Correction, 11:14 on the clock.
And I don't think it's anything Trey Kukuk has done wrong tonight. He's actually done a really good job getting the ball away quickly. It's just
I agree.
I don't think a lot of offenses are going to find success against Blake Baker's LSU defense.
No, I think it's a situation when you get Blake Baker some reps here.
Well, that's funny. Blake Baker's the name of the quarterback for Louisiana Tech right now. It's also the name of the LSU defensive coordinator. Blake Baker against Blake Baker on a Saturday night in Death Valley.
I got to admit, there was a split second where I was like, wait a minute, what's he saying here? I had to look at the third string quarterback, and he's Blake Baker too.
Pressure comes. Baker hit as he threw it. Nearly intercepted.
And there's the LSU version of Blake Baker right there, doing an absolutely fantastic job calling defense tonight.
It is going to be really hard to put up points against LSU this season. Clemson showed you that a week ago. Louisiana Tech has followed it up tonight.
Usually a defense has a weakness, and not just you look around this defense and can't really find one.
Baker in trouble. A pass rusher's dream on 3rd and 13. They had their ears pinned back. Patrick Payton got there first.
Yeah, you said it, Jay. Ears pinned back there. There's Payton. Got a great jump. The swat, the rip. He got to Baker, almost forced an interception.
Now, we asked Brian Kelly what he thought about his defense, and he said they played hard. Confidence, composure, and I would say they have followed it up with an equally great performance defensively tonight. A miscue in the special teams game, though. Xavier Thomas off his foot gives the ball to Louisiana Tech. There's a flag that may negate this in the backfield.
Illegal formation, kicking team. 5 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with a re-kick, 4th down.
What a break for LSU in the special teams game.
And there's not a happier man in Louisiana than Xavier Thomas right now.
This goes off his foot, I think.
It hits his foot and goes, I mean, directly. I think that was Joshua Cobb's. Right into his arms, but to no avail.
That would have been a big break for Louisiana Tech. Instead of repunt, Thomas fields it cleanly at the 40. Trying to make something happen, gets into Bulldogs territory past the 50. And And that's where the LSU offense will take over comfortably in the driver's seat, leading by 20 in this fourth quarter.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge, where LSU leads La Tech 20-0. Unfortunately for the Tigers, Trades Green went down a few plays ago and spent quite a bit of time in that injury tent, and he just emerged in a knee brace and on crutches. That knee brace is on his right knee. He came out and had a few words with Braylon Moore, who also got injured in this game. He's got a cast on his foot, so two huge losses in this game for LSU.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you came in and, so far taking care of business, but you lose two great players, hopefully for non-extended period of time.
False start, offense on the center. Reacted delay, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Just talked about Braylon Moore going down earlier, the starting center. That's DJ Chester called for the penalty, who's filled in at center this evening against Louisiana Tech. Obviously, LSU fans hoping that those injuries are not long-term. Love to have him back next week against Florida. The Gators team is going to come in licking their wounds after a surprising loss at home to South Florida earlier today. Florida, we had them last week, Rocky, in the home opener. We said they got the toughest schedule in the country. Now, you didn't want to dismiss South Florida, but not a lot of people factored the Bulls being a part of that tough schedule. That was, penciled in as a W for most Gator fans, and now they've got to come in here next Saturday to Death Valley to play an LSU team that's playing great football, particularly on defense.
That's the thing. The Florida offense really struggled today, and they're going to have even harder time with this defense.
Nussmeier takes the sack. Louisiana Tech's defense has been relentless all night.
I've said it before, but if you're a Bulldog fan, you got to be ecstatic at this defense. This is a high-level defense. It's the 8th tackle for loss that they've had on the night. 3 sacks. There's Colby Fields, who's had one heck of a ball game. McKee Mason, the other linebacker.
So what do you got in your playbook for 3rd and 24?
Luckily, LSU has the athletes to be able to get downfield.
The play clock down to 1. Nussmeier has to take a timeout.
First timeout of the second half.
So what do you make of LSU Florida a week from tonight as we start to look ahead? LSU comfortable up 20-0 here in the 4th quarter.
Well, I think it's going to be tough for Florida again with how their offense really struggled to get today against South Florida. I mean, this LSU defense, it enables your offense as you're figuring things out to just stay in the game because they're so good. And, I mean, and you look at, remember last week, Jay, when we had Florida, they gave up, 11 tackles for loss to Long Island University. And so if that bunch can get after Florida's offensive line, LSU's bunch can.
DJ Lagway, highly touted sophomore quarterback. He missed a lot of time in the offseason, and you just wondered if all that time was going to cause a slow start to the season. Nussmeier again being chased. Can't say enough positive things about how Louisiana Tech has played defensively tonight. And LSU's made enough plays to earn this 20-0 lead, but the Bulldogs have not made it easy on Nussmeier.
The thing about Louisiana Tech is, you know, Sonny Cumbie's their head coach, Tony Franklin's the coordinator, and these are 2 guys that really have made their hay on being able to push the ball downfield and put points on the board in the pass game, and the offense has just really struggled last year and this year so far.
Latulis returns it to the 25-yard line. Well, this is obviously the toughest test of the season for Louisiana Tech. It gets much easier when you get into Conference USA play where, you know, based off this defensive performance, they should make some noise in that conference.
They really should. There's a lot to be proud of here with this defense and the way they played field position tonight and making this LSU offense, certainly the entire first half, go the entire length of the field. That's a winning combination as this offense is trying to get going.
Blake Baker, the quarterback for Louisiana Tech, stays in the game after he struggled on his first drive of the season on the previous possession. Rocky is a former defensive player. 8 years in the NFL as linebacker. What do you think the single greatest strength of this LSU defense is?
It's the speed. I mean, this game is a game of space anymore, and at all levels. And you look around there, you don't see a slow guy out there. Even the defensive tackles. Dominic McKinley, maybe one of the greatest athletes on the field.
3rd and 6. Pass caught by Eli Finley, about half a yard shy of the first down marker.
And a great example right there. I mean, Finley catches that ball, and then without hesitation, there's 4 yellow helmets around him. I mean, if you can fly around, you got speed, you always have a chance.
LSU defense tonight has forced Louisiana Tech to be 1 of 10 on 3rd down. 4th and half a yard. Blake Baker goes under center, and they're going to take a play out of the Eagles playbook and go for a tush push against LSU, and they get it.
Yeah, the tush push has become a staple of football anymore. I still don't think anybody does it near as good or near as consistent as the Eagles. Get all hunkered down in there and try to get underneath the guy in front of you.
I think it should be outlawed. I just don't think it's football, you know, it's rugby.
It is boring, but it's effective. I will say, there's no one more effective at it than the Eagles. We watched the Bills try to do it last year
That's
in the
true.
playoffs, and they just couldn't do it. I mean, it helps when your quarterback and Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. That always is a little bit of an advantage.
Baker steps up, throws over the middle, pass too high for Eli Finley, the tight end. A flag down.
Pass interference, defense number 33. The ball we placed the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
One of the very few errors, you could count them on one hand tonight, that LSU has made defensively.
Good shot of West Weeks right there.
The defense that came into the night playing with a lot of confidence. Great run here from Baker, dragging LSU defenders all the way for a gain of 9. Impressive run.
Blake Baker is 6'5", 220. I mean, that's a big cat.
Tevinin takes that run for Louisiana Tech first down.
And I think if you're LSU's defense, you got to be super pleased. You know, you came in and, you know, Trey Kukoc is running quarterback and very effective. You pretty much negated that all night.
Shifty move there from Clay Tevinin. Well, this has been the best drive for Louisiana Tech offensively. Another gain of 9 there. The deepest that they've made it into LSU territory tonight. A little more than 5 minutes remaining in this one. Baker taking a shot, and that should have been intercepted. It was knocked down by Ashton Stamps. He could have easily caught that ball.
And Ashton Stamps was a staple of this secondary last year. Got 0 snaps versus Clemson. He has a chance to redeem himself with an easy pick and can't haul it in. Yeah, he's going to have a date with the jugs machine here tomorrow. Get a couple hundred catches in.
Baker, another hard run for another Bulldogs first down. And Stamps not catching that interception. It might put the shutout streak in jeopardy for this LSU defense, shutting out Clemson in the second half a week ago, and under 5 minutes to try and shut out Louisiana Tech here tonight.
And you can tell they want to try to secure that shutout here. They're bringing a lot of pressure. That time it was Jordan Gilbert coming off the offense's left side.
Jamari Butler, the down Tiger, the 38-yard line, getting medical attention.
And that's part of this thing too. You want to win and play well, but you also want to get out of this thing healthy. And got 2 guys banged up: Trades Green, Braylon Moore, and
now Butler.
Butler. We're looking at his right leg.
Four minutes and 45 seconds away from this one going final.
I hate LA too. Tigers. Hands up. To the beat.
So Brian Kelly, over and over this week, we've got to set the standard. Well, we set the standard against Clemson. Can we live up to it? I think there's enough on tape tonight, certainly on the offensive side of the ball, that they can point to and say, look, we got to raise that level if we want to be a championship team this season.
Yeah, I think certainly. I mean, in our meeting yesterday, he must have used the word focus about 6 times. And whether that's focusing on the snap count or focusing on who you're supposed to block, what your assignment is, it's got to be an all-the-time thing.
Blown up in the backfield. Baker didn't have a chance. Jack Pyburn, the transfer from Florida, and Jordan Gilbert shot into the backfield, loss of 7.
You can tell, Jay, they do not want to give up points here. They want to keep that goose egg on the board. So, yeah, they bring Gilbert and Pyburn off that offense's left side, and they got there fast. I think they'll dial it up again here. Here it comes.
Here's pin back. Baker throws wide open. Busted coverage. And it's a Louisiana Tech touchdown on 3rd and 17. Devin Gandy was wide open. 33-yard touchdown for the Bulldogs. LSU sent the house, and Baker found Gandy.
I think it was Jacob Fields coming off the offense's right side, the defensive back. He came, and there was absolutely no one out there covering Gandy. I mean, you at least got to cover down man-to-man on the wide receiver. You can play zero coverage, have no safety back there, but you got to have a man on everybody.
That's the 3rd-string quarterback, Blake Baker, who's come into the game seemingly out of nowhere and delivers the first touchdown against the LSU defense in 6 quarters.
And you know what? This is an offense that's really struggled all year, struggled all last year, and maybe they found an answer in Blake Baker. Saw his ability to run the ball. He's 6'5", 220. Did a good job with the QB runs, and then finds the open guy on a max blitz and hits him.
Hey, if you're Louisiana Tech, 4 minutes left, you got all 3 timeouts, you're only down 13. Here you are, Saturday night, Death Valley, number 3 team in the country.
Yeah.
You got to go for the onside kick, right?
I think so. Yeah, what do you got to lose? Yeah, and you see LSU, their coverage unit is expecting the onside kick right here.
13-play touchdown drive for Louisiana Tech. Drew Henderson, the kicker for the Bulldogs, eyeing up the LSU coverage. John Hoy Chance out there as well, so
2 kickers.
With 2 kickers out there, LSU takes a timeout.
That wind blew the ball off the tee. I wonder if that changes how they approach this onside kick.
If you're Sonny Cumbie and Louisiana Tech, you've got to be proud of the performance you've put here against the number 3 team in the nation on the road.
Yeah, I mean, LSU has everything going for them. Coming off a big win over Clemson last week, first home game night, crowds into it, and they've played well. You got to give them credit.
So with Florida coming next week, you wondered, is this a trap game coming off that Clemson win? No such thing as a trap game when you listen to Brian Kelly. Laser focused on 1-0 each week. And I don't think they took Louisiana Tech lightly tonight. Bulldogs have just played very well. They decided to actually kick it deep. Barrion Brown over the shoulder. Look at the speed from Brown all the way to midfield. And LSU's going to start the drive in the same spot that they would have if Louisiana Tech just decided to go for the onside kick.
I'm just not sure what Louisiana Tech was hoping to accomplish there. Either kick the onside kick or boot the thing through the back of the end zone there. Instead, you give it more of a line drive kind of kick, and I like you said, Brown brings him back to essentially where they had to kick the ball off from. I'm Latte, you go for the onside kick and just try to go win it.
There's no guarantee that you even get the ball back. You do have all 3 timeouts, but
I think you just drive that thing into the front line of LSU, hope it hits off of somebody, and you can jump on the ball. Just don't really know what you accomplished by faking the onside kick and kicking it deep.
Louisiana Tech uses that first of 3 timeouts. You can get all of ESPN college football all in one place with our brand new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. The result of this game was seemingly never in doubt until you're lining up for that onside kick, thinking, okay, if they get it, you never know, but
go for the win.
Kicking it deep, you almost admit defeat. Which again is not the end of the world. He came in as a 37-point underdog, and you played very, very well tonight against the number 3 team in the country. 2nd and 9. Tigers keep it on the ground. Big hole opened up. Berry spins out of a tackle. Still loose. Harlem Berry bouncing it outside, inside the 10. That's the biggest run of the night, and it belongs to the true freshman, Harlem Berry.
We can tell why Harlem Berry was the #1 running back recruit in the country. I mean, look at the downhill and then the ability to break tackles, the shiftiness, the whole thing. Here comes Aaron Anderson out of nowhere with a big block, too. Excited to block for the young freshman.
Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Louisiana as a high school senior, now making big plays for the LSU Tigers. Gain of 43 for Berry. They give it right back to him. Why not? This time stood up and driven back. And there's a flag down.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field during the down. The penalty is half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
LSU 3 yards away from regaining their comfortable lead. Jackson diving forward down to the 1-yard line. Jackson comes out, Berry comes back in after a breather. Freshman probably hoping in that huddle that he gets the ball and a chance to score his first touchdown of what you would assume many in an LSU uniform.
Give it to him.
They do. Berry stood up. Louisiana Tech's not making it easy. Jaden Matkins got there first. That brings us to the 2-minute timeout.
Start to finish, this Louisiana Tech defense has shown up. And even with 2 minutes left and LSU knocking on the door, they're not giving in.
Actually, Louisiana Tech has elected to take their second timeout before the 2-minute timeout ahead of this 3rd and goal. So the clock stops at 2:06. Sonny Cumbie giving his defense a chance to make another stand here on 3rd and goal.
And you know Brian Kelly's thinking, look, we just blow these guys off the ball and let Berry pound it in, and haven't been able to do it, even with that 3 tight end package that they.
Well, this is usually Trey Des Green territory, but the 6'7" tight end ruled out for the rest of the game on crutches
Yeah, and if that's a long-time loss here, that's big because, yeah, you bring in a heavy package, but you got a guy like Green that is always open because he's 6'7".
They go back to Barry, fighting forward, but short. And now we go to the 2-minute timeout. A 4th and goal upcoming. The Bulldogs fans that have made the trip from Ruston, proud of their Louisiana Tech team. They've battled against the number 3. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Final 2 minutes here in Baton Rouge. LSU up 20-7. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. And Brian Kelly has elected to settle for the field goal here. Damian Ramos, chip shot from 19 yards. And that puts the Tigers up by 16, so it's still a 2-possession game, but you go from a 13-point lead to a 16-point lead. And we were talking during the break, we figured Garrett Nussmeier would be out there for a 4th and goal from the 2 to go for it, but
I guess the theory is you make it 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points to tie it, but
I just think even if you don't get it, Louisiana Tech's got to go 98 yards against what could be the best defense in the country.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him let Garrett Nussmeier, give him a chance to make something happen down there.
A 23-7 lead for LSU. So it'd take beyond a miracle for Louisiana Tech. Tigers have to feel comfortable about this one. Overall, how would you grade Garrett Nussmeier tonight?
I'd say some good, some bad. You know, this was the first drive of the game, underthrown ball inside, results in an interception. It's a little bit slow to get going, and then later on, a think did a good job extending the play and finding Anderson in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And about in the third quarter, started connecting with some deeper balls down the field. I mean, you can see the playmaking ability. Let a few balls sail a little high on you there. I don't be in particular, but I mean, he's that level of a quarterback. I think certainly some things he can improve on, but a nice day.
I asked you, how would you grade Garrett Nussmeier? Grading has been a hot topic here in Baton Rouge this week after Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney said that he would grade LSU a 65 and Clemson a 58, and Brian Kelly fired back with, well, he's either a good grader for him or a harsh grader on us.
Or maybe he didn't watch this second half. That was the one where he came off the top rope.
I tend to agree with Kelly. I think LSU certainly deserves better than a 65 for that second half performance.
I love it. Kelly takes a shot, and then right after, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to look forward. We're going to talk about the future. Well done.
Louisiana Tech content to just run the ball on 3rd and long. Get out of here with a 16-point loss. And LSU will live up to the mantra of 1-0. Brian Kelly said, we just care about winning. He's got players that have bought into that, coordinators that have bought into that. And ultimately, he can get on these guys and, look, he talks about the standard and we want to play the best we can, but as long as the scoreboard says LSU win, 1-0, all that matters.
You could make the argument that it's maybe better to have a game like this instead of one where you blow out a team by 52 points and, boy, everything's great and all that. They won the game, they did a lot of good things, but there's some things to work on, things they got to improve upon and get better at heading into this 3rd game of the season.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick. Kicking team number 34. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, LSU.
You know, the one thing that LSU's coaching staff didn't accomplish is they teased to us that they would love to get the 3 Weeks brothers on the field at the same time. It's a great story. 3 brothers separated by 5.5 years. Wes the oldest, Whit the middle, Zach the youngest, and all linebackers, all on the team together at the same time. You know, West, he gets injured, granted a medical red shirt, so he gets an extra year at LSU. Then the youngest brother, Zach, reclassifies so he could go to college early to join his brothers.
That's the one I've never heard of. Usually you reclassify down to make yourself older. He reclassified up and try to play with his brothers.
But we did not get to see the Weeks brothers on the field together, and that's a testament to Louisiana Tech making this thing closer than a lot of people thought it would be. But ultimately, LSU wins it comfortably, 23-7.
Again, some things they're going to go and be able to watch and improve on. I think the big story coming out of this, Jay, is what is the health of the center Braylon Moore and the tight end Trades Green? Both left the game early today with injuries on crutches and things like that. So that's something this team hopes they can dodge as this season goes on, the injuries.
Win number 315 for Brian Kelly, most of any active head coach. And Louisiana Tech did not make it comfortable, but ultimately the number 3 team in the nation in their home opener at Death Valley showed why they are one of the best teams in the nation with a 23-7 win. For Rocky Boyman, Tori Petrie, and our terrific crew behind the scenes, I'm Jay Alters saying so long from Baton Rouge.